Hi, I'm Peter Jones, Chartered Surveyor, author and property investor.
One of the big changes in property over the last 20 years is that it's now so easy to find finance for your properties. When I first started 20 years ago, buy-to-let mortgages had only just come in. Nobody quite knew what they were or how they worked, and it took a bit of time before it built the momentum that we can see today. Prior to that, if you were just a private individual who wanted to invest in property, it was very hard to get any money at all unless you were very wealthy. And if you were very wealthy, you probably didn't need to borrow the money. One of those strange ironies. But now, of course, anybody who wants to get into property pretty much can. Even people with county court judgments can go out and get a buy-to-let mortgage because there are lenders out there who will lend to you. There's plenty of products out there, and in fact there's so many products that one of the traps that you don't want to fall into is trying to work it all out for yourself. I meet new investors who tell me that they're going to go off and they're going to go online to find their lending products. Don't do that. At the time of recording this video, there's about 2,000 different buy-to-let products which are available, provided by about 30, 40, 50 different lenders. You cannot keep tabs on that. You cannot know what's on the market, and some of the products you can only get if you go through a broker anyway, so you should always be using a good broker. Now here's some of the stuff we need to think about when we're getting our buy-to-let mortgages. One of the main things is that most buy-to-let lenders are going to expect the property to be habitable. Now, unfortunately, there is no one standard definition of what habitable actually means. For some, it can be that the property is, completely trashed, but it's got running water and a working toilet. For others, it has to be almost pristine. So you need a good broker who knows what the criteria are of the different banks so they can take you to the right lender. But just to add another level of complexity, it's not just the bank's criteria as to what they mean by habitable. It can also come down to what the individual valuer thinks on the day and how they describe and report the property. So that can be very frustrating. So the reality is, if you're going to go into property full-time or professionally, not even full-time but just professionally, and start building a portfolio, you probably want to have a plan B up your sleeve, just in case lender A doesn't lend you the money because you fall foul of their criteria. You want to be ready to go with lender B because they might be more flexible. But of course, as I say, a good broker is going to be able to help you with this.
Well, I hope you found that informative and inspirational. And if you want help in property, please do come over to my website, www.thepropertyteacher.co.uk. Loads of great resources there, including my blog. There's loads of free videos, loads of great articles. There's free reports to download, including Learning with Peter, where you'll be able to access resources like my video courses, like my ebooks, including my home study course, the Successful Property Investors Strategy Workshop, which I've literally sold thousands of copies of, which takes you through how I started in property, literally with none of my own money, but how I was able to build a portfolio of £2 million worth of property in just 4 years. I'll show you everything that I did right so that you can do the same, and I'll show you everything that I did wrong. I'll tell you about all of my mistakes so that you can avoid them, so that you can progress in property far more quickly than me. Until next time, here's to successful property investing.